Hi, I'm A.B. Scott, and welcome to Storytime. It's my time to discuss my battles with recovery and coming to terms with some of my greater demons. Um, I want to thank everyone who has joined me so far, and as this is going to be the season finale for this year, so I'm going to delve right into it, and let's get started. Um, I'm going to start with everywhere we've been so far. It's kind of led me to almost a point of great change. Well, great change. Really, um, well, kind of an apocalypse. As one of my favorite lines in Buffy is, "What's the plural of apocalypse?" Because I felt like I went through them. And apocalypse in sci-fi fantasy literature is really a time of rebirth and a time of getting scars and fighting the battles of the past and moving on to greener pastures. As Darwin said, it is not the strongest species that survive, but the most intelligent, or nor the most intelligent, but the most responsive to change. And I certainly went through a tremendous apocalypse, a tremendous change. It was really the end of my life as I knew it. And I'm going to say that I am so grateful for that, to go into that, to have come through this apocalypse. So, and as you'll hear time and time again in any kind of recovery setting, work as hard as at recovery as you did at maintaining your addiction. So since I drank mostly every day, it's like I set out to work every day. This involved fighting the war, as I kind of characterized it, and especially with the Marine Warriors Way. Fought the war on numerous fronts. Started and changed everything. And I set everything around 45 minutes. Well, really 40 to 45 minutes. Because that's how long it used to take me to start feeling the effects you know, of my booze. Yeah, start drinking from the point of taking the first sip until I really kind of got to where I wanted to be was 45 minutes. That was usually about a pint or so, maybe a beer or two. But now I spend 45 minutes in a completely different way. And I'll get to that in a minute. Fighting the war on numerous fronts meant changing everything about me. From the food I really ate, um, to what I spent money on, to the people I surrounded myself with, to starting a daily regimen of meditation and journaling and exercise. So, you know, I eat mainly clean, you about 2/3 whole plants and brown rice, and about a third basically protein meat. I must say I recommend frozen berries. I've kind of probably eaten my weight numerous times in blueberries over the past 2 or 3 years. But I also, fought it, you know, with my thinking and challenging the thoughts I had. And really, in if I had cravings and just focused on doing something else for about 45 minutes or so, those cravings passed. So 45 minutes or so at a time, I've worked my way, you know, to at least a reasonably functioning member of society. And that brings me to consistency. And consistency is it's where the rubber meets the road. I held myself accountable for daily, weekly, monthly. Now we're approaching yearly. Certain goals, certainly celebrating coming up on another month of sobriety. I'm still down 100 pounds. You know, once you find what works, work it. As the old timers will say, keep coming back, and it works if you work it. And these are my, not necessarily my 12 steps, but this is my process. And accountability. My workout partner, Tony. I can't sing his praises enough. We've shared a lot of sweat and toil. 3 chairs, Tony. Certainly the Arson Brothers, this show, my partner in crime, Matt, and others that are counting on me. My mother is still very sick. We've gotten some very good news, but that's something that's going to be with me for a while. And working this process and doing this and has afforded me the ability to be there in ways I never thought possible. And a lot of this stems, once again, coming back to Brene Brown and engaging with my vulnerability, putting myself out there, daring greatly. The unknown, the scary, the dreaded. If I get the feeling that I want to run or curl up in a ball or whatsoever, realize I'm getting close. Things I'm putting off, I'm getting close to what I need to be doing. And that seems to be the ever quest I'm on, is getting close to something. But once again, the future is unknown. So I want to finish this episode and this season with to say, thank you to everyone who has joined me so far, and please look forward to season 2. We got some new things in the work, probably a new set and like that. But pay attention to the network. We'll certainly let you know. And as a wrap up, I just want to go through my daily and my process of all the 5 things I do on a daily basis, really. Weekly, monthly, and yearly basis. The first is journaling. Started with the one-page manifesto from Brain Warrior's Way that laid out specific goals about my physical, mental, emotional, professional, financial, basically everything I want in life is contained in one document. Then daily journaling. I continually revisit the questions I've been asking myself that I got from them in the first place. What are you willing to suffer for? What skills do you have that can serve the world? And why is the world a better place because I breathe? I ask these things in a routine way. And I ask them over and over again. And attempts to really get to question the assumptions, to find where the bullet holes aren't, and to get to the who, what, where, when, and how much of where I've been, what I'm doing, and where I want to go. The next is physical. I went from being basically a lazy couch potato who sat on his ass and ate a bag of chips and a carton of ice cream and smoked a lot of cigarettes to getting ready to run his first 5K. So I don't necessarily have any prescription for physical. I just say get moving. A few times a week, find a program, find some friends, and get sweating. It's good for you. It's good for you, and it challenges them. It does change you. Next is meditation. I started meditating slightly before my last relapse. Started at 5 minutes and just focused on breathing in and out. Worked my way up to about 20. And I do various other meditations, sometimes guided, sometimes silent, sometimes in various poses, sometimes just on my back. But I do meditate every day. Next is kindness. I've incorporated several, charity works into what I do. I'm a routine blood donor, and last September and this September, both Tony and I have raised money for september.org to raise money for prostate cancer research. And finally, gratitude and appreciation. This comes, more journaling, but one of my goals every day is to express gratitude for something, someone, something I'm grateful for. It is in many ways my shield, and is kind of like a safety blanket. There are times at work when shit just happens. Computers break, you have to restart, and they crash. Same way in your personal life. But if you can always have something you're grateful in the back of your mind, it makes everything else seem a little easier to cope with. So, as a final quote, I want to quote Alexis Carrel and say, "Man cannot remake himself without suffering, for he is the marble and the clay, marble and the sculptor." I used to avoid suffering, but now suffer a lot less, but I'm also uncomfortable a little more. But it's certainly for the best. So, with an open heart and certainly a nice warm beverage, I say farewell for this season and look forward to season 2 when things are going to be a little bit different, and we hope to get better doing this. So anyway, remember to like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for spending time with me. I'm A.B. Scott. Bye.